look in his eye. Nuts and bolts in the late night sky. Tinker's paradise built in the shed. Grease monkey keeps the gears in his head.
Hey guys, Grease Monkey 34 here. Today we're coming to a video about my 96 Ford F250. It has a front brake issue on the driver's side. The caliper been sticking, so we're going to replace it. I got myself a whole new assembly. You can pick these up at any auto parts store mostly. It's starting to get a little bit wear, so you might have to order ahead. So we're going to be replacing the caliper and caliper support. And it's pretty easy. We have to take the tire off, jack it up, or jack it up first and then take the tire off. Don't do that. And we gotta block up the back wheels with some blocks. Just simple block, you can use anything. I got some cardboard to lay down because we're gonna have to take off that brake line. So the brake line is definitely key. Simple hand tools, and yeah, don't matter in these. I just got some sockets in there, but yeah, and always keep some brake fluid around if you need. So first, get the back wheels chalked up and get the jack slid under, and jack up a little bit, but keep the tire still touching the ground so you can take off these lug nuts. And I do have the key for mine. All mine are keyed, so yeah. Okay guys, got the jack under, jacked it up with a block. I got the block in the back behind both back tires so it can't roll backwards. Now I'm going to take my crossbar, put on each one of these and unloosen them. Well, now you got loosened. Before you take all the nuts off, jack it up all the way so the tire is off the ground, just a little bit. Okay guys, when you got all this nuts off, you can give it a kick if it's stuck, or mine should be loose because I take mine off regularly just for rotating the tires. So we're going to move the tire off to the side. So this is what we're doing with now. This whole assembly got to come off. And see, I had new brake pads, but they're looking a little bit hot. You can see where it gets hot there, so it's rubbing on. So I hope I didn't wear out anything else. It doesn't look like it. But yeah, and to take it off on the back side here, it's a 21 mil socket. There's a bolt there, and then there's a bolt right there. So we take those off, and this whole thing just swings out. I'm gonna leave the brake line hooked up for now. We're going to set the whole assembly up on here until we get the new one installed, and then we swap brake lines pretty quick. You are going to need a breaker bar or a big ratchet with a breaker bar, like a bar on it, but I wouldn't recommend that in case you break your ratchet. Okay guys, there we go. Got up in there. We're going to reuse the brake pads because I just bought them a couple months ago, so yeah. So yeah, this all looking good still. Looking a little bit warm. You can tell like the color. But it's still a good brake pad. If you want, you can take a grinder and make this new again, but I'm going to keep it the way it is. Okay guys, now to remove the brake pads, you have to undo these two bolts. They're 13 mil. Sometimes they can get stuck in there, but mine should be loose because I greased them regularly. Yeah. But when you untake these off, this whole assembly comes separated. And then we can remove the brake pads very easy. Okay guys, got to unbolt it, as you can see. So this whole part can lift up. I need two hands for this, but I think I get it. set that down. And now we just pull out the caliper out the side. Okay guys, got the brake pads out. There's a little bit of glazing on it from just overheating. So I'm gonna take the grinder, just give it a quick little like touch on the edges. Not on the edges, but like this whole piece in here. Just take that shiny off. See? That's shiny. We're just going to take that shiny off and then it'll be good. Okay, so now we got them deglazed. I'm gonna pull out the new brake assembly. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to undo these two bolts. And then the whole thing will come apart. Well, if you need to know how to put these on, just keep the old one around. See how that is? I bent this tab up to get around, but yeah. You put this just like this, and then do the same with that. Just these will wear out before it'll dig into the case. And then we just put our brake pads in here. Slide one and then slide the other. Okay guys, got it assembled. So here it is here. So now we can just take this and install it back onto here with the two bolts. And one thing I know with the new one, these bolts are not just normal bolts, they're hex. So yeah, just a little bit different. Okay guys, now we got it all back together. We can reassemble. We're going to take this whole thing, raise it up in here and line up that top bolt. I like to do that first, and then we can put the bottom one in later. Okay, now we can put the bottom one in before you tighten up the top one. Just like that. And then we did tighten them down. So we do want to torque these guys to 120 to 150 foot-pounds. Just make sure they don't come off. Okay guys, so now it's all ready, all tightened down. I'm going to take this one off and this one out. You don't really need to take the bleeder totally. I'll just undo it slowly, like a little bit. And take this one out totally. And then we're going to fill it up the way it is right now with a funnel and some brake fluid. The most you can fit in it. And then you don't have to drain it too much when you swap it lines over. Okay guys, once you get filled up, it'll start dripping out of there. So now we can swap the lines, the fun part. So this bolt is going to be a 9/16. So we're going to undo it and then swap this line over to this quick as possible. Okay guys, I'm just going to swap it over quick as soon as I undo it. It's going to start leaking pretty bad. Keep the bolt in it for now. I'm going to swap over to the new bolt and copper washers because newer is better.
That's what they always say. Then it breaks. Then you're screwed.
That's why we laid down some cardboard underneath to soak up the fluid. Now we just tighten it down, keep it in line, and then tighten it down. Let's close off the bleeder valve.
What?
Okay guys, after getting it all primed up. You had someone in the cab, or you can do it by yourself if you get a stick. You pump it a couple times, and you hold it down, and then you loosen off the 10mm bleeder valve, this guy here, and then tighten it back up, and then you tell the person to release the brakes and then pump it up again, and then you repeat that process about 3 or 4 times until you see no air bubbles come out of there. Once you see a nice clear fluid, then tighten it up, and then you're done. And make sure that pedal is nice and hard. If it's still soft, you gotta keep doing it until it get hard. You gotta get all the air bubbles out. But because we swapped the lines a little bit quick, you like 3 pumps and it's done. So yeah, so got those back on. Everything spins nice even when the brakes are pumped all the way up. It's not dragging no more like it did. So now we can put the tire back on, and then it's mostly complete. Okay guys, got the wheel back on. Torqued it all down. So yeah, so most of the brake is fixed. So now you're gonna go run and drive it for a bit and do the stoppie test. The stoppie test is where you go to about 20 kilometers per hour, and then you put the brakes on, and then you go back up to 40 kilometers per hour, put the brakes on. 60 kilometers per hour, put the brakes on. 80 kilometers per hour, put the brakes on, and then 100 kilometers and put the brakes on. It's just the wear in the pads back onto the rotor. That's all you're really doing. But yeah, it's mostly done. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you out a bit. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.